What's up, Trav? What's up, everybody? Not sure if I like that view because it's a good view, but I can't access my mouse very easily. Also, this mic doesn't sound loud enough. What's going on? Sort it out. Is that better? No. Hello, cat with a C. Hello, cat with a K. Alternate picking. What riffs are you practicing for that? Thrashard by DRI. Is it the main riff, is it? Don't know why, but this doesn't sound loud enough. Is that the bit you mean? Stefan, what's up? What's up, Connor? Alternative picking. I guess I don't know. I actually don't have any advice for you. Sorry, mate. Keep digging too much. Might want to pick up a different song for a bit to try and learn, but I don't know. I honestly don't know what I did for alternate picking. I just learnt like. Maybe you just want to practice to a metronome for a bit. I don't know, man. I know it's going to be a cliche answer, but I'd say just give it a YouTube. I'm sure there's a great lesson out there. Yeah, it's just practice, man. Practice, practice, practice. I know it's not the answer you want to hear, but it really is. Maybe you want to try different picks. Maybe you're not using the pick that's right for you. Like, I use bass picks. I use these big ones. I love them. Because you get 3 sharp corners, so when one gets blunt, you can move to the other one. Like a standard pick is good sometimes, but sometimes it's just, I think because my hands are quite big, I need like the bigger picks, and the smaller picks just don't sit very well in my hand. So maybe you might want to experiment with different picks. That might help you. And then when you feel more comfortable on a different pick, you can go back to another pick or the pick that you're using now, and it might work better, you know. Why is everything so loud but my mic isn't? It's annoying. Annoying me. That's better. Should be like this. But why isn't it? Hello. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hi. All right, that's a bit better. Might want some thicker picks, mate. I'm using a 1.0 right now. No, this is a 73, but it's quite thick feeling. Thank you, James. Thank you, Shakil. Yeah, Colton, I highly suggest you go out and experiment with different picks. The flesh betrays the flesh. Your man is at his side. We lay him down to rest. See him the new divine. Thank you for the tip, James, by the way. All right, we'll do All Nightmare Long then. It's a Metallica song of my choice. Kyle, thank you so much for the compliment there, mate. Thank you. Honestly, think I'm a drummer at heart. I just never got a kit. Jambu, what's up, man? Sounds fucking cool, dude. I'm sure you'll pick it up pretty quickly if you're a drummer, man. I have no idea what that riff is. Thank you, man. I do quite like my tone, if I may say so myself. Quite happy with it. Sean just missed All Nightmare Long. What's up, Sean? I wanted to change the view because I felt like you could probably... It felt like there was too much space above my head. But I'm not sure now. Thank you, Dan. I played Slipknot last time, didn't Nice one, Stefan. Glad I could inspire some people. At least inspire you to just pick up the guitar again, because that's always a good thing. Let me see if I'm in. Iman, what's up? Sorry, is it Emin? I'm still getting that confused. No Megadeth for now. So you can stop asking. Just be good. It's about that time, get your mouth. Just be good.
son, cause he's a fence of a mystery, and that leaves me nothing. Many times if you wanted to die, it's too late for me. All you like to do is
What's up, Stephanie? Inside my shell, I wait, tell me. I felt the air rise up in me. Kneel down and clear the stone of this. I wonder why you can see. Inside my shell, I wait and believe. The bar, a woman of a child, and I didn't know this time. Everything is pretty fast for me. My hands are letting go. The air is setting straight up. This is not the way I picture me. I can't control my sight. I get here. Something about this is very wrong. I do know All Out Life, yes. I'm not doing the whole album, no, I'm just making up for the fact that I haven't played them in a while. With the chrome, straight to the dome. You remember right there, shot instead of. You never know it's good, just shut on the fake by the backstab. Didn't know he was just inside South there. Yeah, such a kid, sir. You made it back from the way I'm way out. I told you shit, cause the keys to the louder. Come on, get away, fall down, keep living up, going over the mountain. You gotta pull the power, no, no, the days, that's it. I'm like, that's something real, stop and take. You can let everyone, but I'm right, I'm coming over behind you. It's one of the few on the album that's actually in drop B and not like tuned slightly sharp. I'll do BYOB next.
Give it a 3, I'm gonna show you what I do, and if you don't wanna fight,
what's up, Jace? See you later, Augie. No Pantera.
Soldier side, where there's no one here but me.
And it's not because I don't love Pantera, I do a lot, but the tuning situation is just too much effort.
All grow up to die. There is no one here but
My tongue is doing whatever the fuck it likes. Fuck off. Shut the fuck up. Thank you, Metallica, also.
Healing process disappearing
Bye, Sean. It's in the making, baby. I can't remember prayer very well. Tell you what though, Believe's one of my favourite albums of all time. Such an underrated album. Hello Salazar, how's it going? Thank you, Steps Music. Thank you, Jeff. No Nirvana yet, no.
Motherfucker, don't you limit your mind.
See you later, Connor. Was I playing Intoxication the other day? Oh. That's still one of the hardest fucking songs ever to play. That riff is so tough. Makes your left hand ache so bad, but then you've got the stretches and then the change. Oh, throws me off every time. That's so cool, Stefan. Is it Stefan or Stephen? Thank you, Slime. I've never tried to do the rap god part, no. I've never actually tried that. I remember I was trying to do the fast rap to Godzilla and Lucky You as well. The Lucky You one, I can't. I tried, but it's so fucking fast. Nah, I'm a really big Dave Lombardo fan, and I just don't think Slayer's the same without him, so I'm not really going to bother going to see him live without him. No disrespect to Paul Bostaph, because he's a badass, legendary drummer too. But I just really love Dave Lombardo's playing so much, and when I saw Slayer for the first time in 2006, is the OG lineup, and I just feel like that was like such peak Slayer for them. Especially live, they just sounded insane. I remember going to see Lamb of God, going to that show just to see Lamb of God specifically, and thinking, oh, I'll stick around for Slayer, obviously, because it's fucking Slayer. And then I left just like, whoa, absolutely blown away by Dave Lombardo's playing. I was just like, holy shit, he is incredible. The real deal. So, yeah. I wish he was still in the band. It would be amazing. I'd definitely be up for seeing that if that was the case. That's the only thing I know. And that's not even correct either, but wish I could go faster. Fuck, man, fingers won't move fast enough. Oh, nice. Yeah. Totally understand, man. I mean, I would like to see him for the fact that Gary Holt's in the band, because he's a fucking legend too, and he has some of the best tone ever in metal history, guitar history. He always has absolutely stellar tone, so that would be cool. Good night, man. I don't know any suicidal tendencies, no. Seen them live, though. Very good. You know what? I like it, but I've only listened to it once. I watched the video and listened to it then, but that's all I've heard of it so far. I think I'm going to end the stream, you know. I need to go and put some food on. Don't really know what else to jam. I've kind of lost a lot of motivation ever since TikTok fucking took my streaming ability away. It's really pissed me off so much. It's kind of took the focus on being able to like make a list of songs that I'm going to play, and then kind of like, I don't know. It gave me more of a purpose when playing on stream as well, because I don't always know what to play. Marco. Do love some Lamb of God. So currently right now I'm using something called Restream to put this stream out on YouTube. And normally you can add other apps to put your stream out to at the same time. So you can do Twitch, you can do Facebook, you can do Instagram, you can do TikTok. and I had access to TikTok. So, I don't know. Suddenly the option became available at the beginning of January, I think it was, or end of December, and I signed up for it and I got accepted and I could use it. And so I've been using it for the past 2 months. So that's kind of what inspired me to do vertical streaming the way it is now. So it showed up on YouTube Shorts, showed up on TikTok, and it was great because I had an audience on TikTok watching, audience on YouTube. I'd do the song list for the TikTok audience in the first like hour or so, and then I'd take requests from people on YouTube. But suddenly I went away for a week on holiday and then come back and my access has been revoked. So they wouldn't give me a reason why. I contacted Restream, they said there's no issue. Contacted TikTok and they just said it's only available to select users. And it's like, well, how do I become a select user? I've got 18,000 followers on TikTok now who followed me through streaming. Like, surely they might want to check it out. So, yeah. So now I'm stuck, really. I'm going to have to try and get hold of a PC so I can stream through TikTok's app on there. Yeah, so that's basically the gist. No, I don't know that. Wow, Alberta, Canada. Nice. I've got family in Canada, Stefan. Shit, I asked you earlier, is it Stefan or Stephen? I think I missed your answer. Sorry, dude. All right. Sorry, James, not tonight. I'm going to go. Enjoy the rest of your night or your day, people, your evening. Thank you for joining me. Peace out. I'll see you in the next one.